Today we're walking around the Serenity Bay area of Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. You'll see we will start out going by the cabanas. We will go through the Serenity Bay barbecue area and show you the various foods that's there. Walk up to the Blue Hole Bar, and then at the end we are going to walk the beach all the way back to the family beach. Enjoy! Okay, so as you come across here, you can see there is a sign for guests 18 years and older. And that's where these cabanas are. We'll see whether we see any children or whatever over here. Who knows? These are the various cabanas. You can essentially walk up to them, which is, I mean, there's a nice way. It's easier to get here than over at Castaway. We have been over at Castaway's cabanas or the Serenity Bay cabana several times. You'll be able to go right up to it. So if you have a wheelchair or something coming here, you're doing pretty well there. Look there, here's a cabana. You can see the porch you've got. You can see the walkway over to the beach. Same family has both of them. Nice looking.
No, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm not using my brain. Okay, here's your.
Oh, there, if you do need one of those, they do have these to go down to the actual beach. So, something we may need to investigate. You can ride in a regular wheelchair over here and then ride one of those bad boys down to the beach. What'd you say?
Mabrika is
the name of
the area.
The Mabrika's the area.
All the same family as everyone else.
Yeah, we kept looking for one of these, and if it's not the handicapped one or the accessible ones, they were $560 or something, $500 and something, let's put it that way. And if it was the accessible one, it was $963 or something of that nature, because I remember seeing that one all the time. And yet that fits 4, but it can go up to 10. It's this one, as you can see. Nobody has it, so. But it is large. You can see it has a side porch.
Can we tour it?
You could have several people there. I don't know. It's pretty cool.
Pretty nice.
Either stays with me, but he's my body.
Oh,
Okay, this
doggy.
is, okay. One thing I did want to, I saw this, and I'm not sure what this or who this is for. This guy's just went in there. I don't know who that's for. There's a backpack. You can see on this one's handicapped, accessible, excuse me. And you can see it goes down where you can take it down to the beach, so that's cool. Over here, if you have a service dog, that's very cool.
That is very cool.
There's a spot for the accessible dogs to go in the bags. Accessible dogs, if you're in the service dogs, yeah.
I'm sorry.
And you're in the accessible area, you can bring the dogs over here. I feel like I'm down nearer to the beach down here at Serenity versus where we were. Maybe, I guess we're on a hard surface versus the other.
Instead of a platform, we're on concrete.
Instead of a platform. So we have made our way to Serenity.
There were towels.
There were towels. Okay.
That's important.
There are towels over here.
This thing the whole way.
They talked about us getting towels, but there's towels here that you can get. So, word to the wise, if you think you're just needing them, it appears you can come over here to Serenity. Let's hope it's like this all the time, but may not be the case all the time. But over here is the food, Serenity Bay barbecue, the seating area. We're gonna probably eat lunch here in a moment, so that's where we're going next. Okay, we are walking up to Serenity Bay Barbecue here in Serenity Bay, the adult area here on the island. Very pretty area. Plenty of seating right now. We've seen it at times where it's more crowded. But you can see, let me kind of pull back a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be the same thing all around or not. Guess we will see. Welcome. Thank you.
Okay. And then the main will be on this side, and then the soda at the back.
Very good, thank you. Okay. So I'm gonna walk around it first, and then I'm gonna come back and get some food. Let's see what they have here. Over here, there's grilled snapper. Island curry. Grilled corn. That grilled corn may have your name on it. Pigeon peas and rice. Pico de gallo. Cucumber salad. Tzatziki. Grilled pineapple and black bean. Grilled pineapple and black bean. See what we got here. At least it's all covered. Hello. Good. How about you? Good.
Texas potato salad.
Texas potato salad. Is it because it's big potatoes?
Oh no.
Could be.
Lighthouse.
There's your barbecued ribs.
Yes.
Mac and cheese. Rotisserie chicken, chili beef. There's your burgers, hot dogs, fries.
I'll get a soft bottom. Fries.
Sauerkraut if you need it. So very good, your stuff.
Hi.
Hello. Hey. Here's where you get your plate and your tray. We'll come back for that in a minute because we will get food. Over here, I believe it's just the same thing. So over on this side will be the same types of foods. So I won't go all the way around there, but I will go to the other side where the dessert is. You can see there's going to be a band out here playing shortly, or maybe it has been playing. What do you mean the ice cream? What ice cream? Oh. So over here is fruit. You can see you have watermelon and grapes and pineapple, honeydew and some cantaloupe.
It's hand dipped.
Hand dipped ice cream. Oh. On this side you see chocolate chip cookies, Texas cornbread, the lemon zested blueberry bar cake. There's those little cakes. I've always enjoyed those cakes over on Castaway. So we'll be back for those in a little bit. So we've been to the regular food, to that. Back here is the drink station. So the drink station back here, of course, you just grab a glass. You get real glasses. You don't get just the regular cups. So that's good to see. Coke, Diet Coke, tea. You have your lemonade, water, Sprite, so forth and so on. Cool. So where's the ice cream?
In there, it's chocolate.
Oh, so in the dessert area, you get all of that. But you can see that's where everything is. In the backside there, behind that building, are restrooms. All of this is here. I have seen a couple of flies. There's not a ton, but I did see a few. But honestly, no more than I would see at Castaway. Castaway tended to have bugs in their thing as well at times. So that appears to be Serenity. She got fries with it. The other thing we did get is, and we didn't see it on the actual counter, but you can order steak and you order it to the way that you want it, and they will bring it to you. My wife is fanning while I'm videoing, so flies don't end up. There's some Texas cornbread, lemon blueberry little cake, and then the chocolate chip cookies that we do love on Castaway, and it looks like it's the same one here, so hey, good deal there. We're going back here to the Blue Hole Bar. You can see again, there's a peak, top of that building where there's a peak. There are bathrooms. Let's go to the back and see what they have. We can see around the side that there are showers. Take a look at this view. That's a darn nice view. Back over here, there's a band getting ready to play. They have shut off the music. There's going to be a live band. back here, you're not quite to the beach. There's a little buffer area here that's before the beach at Serenity. But it's cool. Nobody's sitting out here, but you could go sit there. You go that way. Back over here is the bar I like up above. The shells and things that are up there. That's kind of cool.
So I hit the white button. Any other requests?
Okay, we're walking the bar on the backside of Serenity Bay Barbecue. This beautiful beach here. There's a few steps to go down here. Interestingly enough, there is a handicap ramp to go over there, but once you get right there, you're not going to go any further. So if you can do the steps here, that's good. I'm going to walk over to the steps. You can see right here, there's, if you just wanted to sit in the sun, be up here near the food, near the bar. You know, pretty cool area if you wanted to do that. But if you come this far, you want to go over this ramp. Oop, straighten her up there. You want to go over this ramp to the Serenity area. You can see several beach chairs and umbrellas. Several people in the water. There's an interesting thing I'm seeing on this beach that we didn't see over at the other. That kind of makes you think of Castaway Serenity.
Seaweed?
Bunch of seaweed over here.
Uh-huh.
A ton of seaweed.
So,
Yes.
where this guy's walking?
Yeah.
Is that like a ramp down? Not a ramp, not made out of wood, but like, I'm gonna watch him.
Looks like it's probably somewhere. I don't think it's, you're going to go down a huge hill. Yeah, I think it's just a sand path down to the beach. Yep. Looks pretty solid, actually. So you could come down the end of there and take the one.
Okay.
Yeah, the water is super pretty. You can see people snorkeling over in the middle there. See that blue water? But I'm very honest with you, I'm a little surprised at this over here because they haven't shown this in other videos, the seaweed. If you look in front of the chairs, they've set up the chairs. Some people have carried them down to the water. But you can see where the tide is rolled in, and the tide rolls in on this part of the beach at least. A whole bunch of seaweed. Interesting. So the Castaway, they clean the beach, even though. True. I mean, it's my understanding. Let me pan back around here. It's my understanding if you keep going that way, I mean, you're essentially leaving Disney, the Disney portion of the island.
I want to walk down and see what that sign says.
Okay, do you want to walk around or down in the sand here? We were just talking here, it's amazing when you hit the sand, it immediately gets warmer.
And there's also Mickey heads on those.
Also Mickey heads on both of those, so there's a little theming of it, but again, that's one thing we're kind of seeing here. This could be any cruise ship island the way it's done right now. And I know you're saying, well, that's maybe good for you, but to me, if you come on a Disney cruise, generally speaking, you want Disney, and that's one thing that's missing. I think it's something that they could probably add to this. This is a nice little, just a walk down ramp here. You don't have to go over the steps.
It's probably their equipment.
Yeah, like my wife said, it's probably their equipment, because right here, it almost seems like there's some paving or something right underneath here.
But it doesn't say do not use it.
Nope. So when you're coming here, interesting. It's the edge, so when you're at the edge of Serenity, so here's the sign. And then when you come back here, that's the Serenity little pod area up there with the bar and with the Serenity Bay barbecue. And on the left side of there is where the actual cabanas are. Over here are the chairs and so forth. But you can tell, maybe it's just at this end it's not taken care of as well as far as the seaweed. It's not raked away or something. So we've kind of gone over the little seaweed line there, over to the water. I'm telling you, the water is very pretty. I'm going to walk down until I'm perhaps sinking. It's really, really pretty water. We didn't come over here with the intent of getting in today. There really is a pretty good little wave coming in. But when you look around there, you see the waves coming across and the waves coming in there. The one thing, you know, that you don't see here that you see at a lot of beaches is shells coming in. There's not really any shells, so there's not a lot of beating it up. It's that clear water that's just a little unbelievable. There's people here that are trying to snorkel in this area over here where the rocks are and where the coral is. And that's darn cool. Again, we're on Serenity. If you look, there's some cones down there. There's like some red cones. My understanding is where those red cones are is where Serenity starts. So the family beach is just really right over. I'm going to walk down there and see if that's the case. But here's the Serenity Bay beach. There's the barbecue that we went to. Really nice setup they have here. Now, I think we've already talked about the food. The food was not really that hot. Flies were still there, but I'm telling you, this right here, really, really pretty. And my wife was just saying, it's amazing how clear this is. Even though we may not be totally pleased with like the food and the situation up and the actual shade and stuff up there, this is a big difference from the Serenity Bay over in Castaway. So, such pretty blue water. Yeah, Whitecap's way out there, so I'd leave it on because I'm worried about you and son. We're going to walk this way. I know Serenity doesn't, it's not that big. I'm trying to see where we might see families or children. So that's some of what I'm trying to do there, because of course up here, you come to Serenity, you get one of those. So, oh. Yep. I don't know. Don't think so. As you can see, a lot of people bring those chairs right there and just take them down so they can feel the water come up on them. Where we are right here, even if you had your shoes off, it wouldn't be bad because there's no shells. Because there's no shells, I think the whole thing is softer. Doesn't feel like you're gonna step on anything, I guess. So down here you see the the orange cones here. So these first orange cones are for the life guard, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that's not to the, don't think we're the kids yet. So we're still on Serenity. What? Yep, my wife has noted there's no hammocks anywhere here, even if you go up to the cabanas.
And I know they don't have palm trees or palm or trees, like big trees, but
You should.
honestly, Castaway has some that are between the ones we laid on.
Yep. So there,
They
it,
built good.
at Castaway, you can walk along on the family beaches and walk over to Serenity and see random hammocks all over the place. And you can also see hammocks if you have a cabana. And back behind over there, you can see the peaks of the cabanas over there. But still right here, I think we are at Serenity. Still shouldn't be children this way, because there's the cabanas. As you move away from the actual bar and the food area down there at the Serenity Bay barbecue, there's a lot more chairs down here, I'm realizing. Seats. Not as much music, a little bit quieter. We have noticed there's kind of there's noise pollution, I guess, all over the place. They're piping in music and all, and that's cool, that's fine. But still, you wonder. Yeah, here's still the cabanas. You can see these chairs. Yep, you can see the number. So it starts at A and goes backwards. Still the beautiful blue water here. I think right here is where it hits. These are the orange cones here, because we can definitely see children up above. I mean, up above directly in front of us. But oh, okay. So notice that walkover up there. If you have a Serenity cabana, if you have one of the adult cabanas, right there is the walkover to get down to the actual beach here.
So even though F is handicap accessible,
Yeah, F is handicap accessible. I'm not sure what the expectation is. It's probably still to walk all the way down to behind where True 2 is.
right there.
And to come down there, that's probably where we're going back up here in a second. But here are these orange cones. These are the orange cones that separate the family beach from the adult beach. And I'll go to that spot and kind of pan around. You can see here at this direction, if you're looking, there's all these seats taken. Tons of people down that beach. Tons and tons and tons of people down that beach. Seaweed up here on this portion as well. And I'd say this is the demarcation. You can see up there is going to be your True 2. All the seats from the family beach and from the everybody beach. Let's put it that way. You see tons of people. You come around here, and this becomes the adult beach. And you go around. The thing about that, you can see that, and that's cool. If you're down on this end, you're still going to get screaming children. You're going to hear people like that, and if that's fine with you, cool. But there is no separation down on this end with anybody. You're part of the family beach in all reality. But anyway, we're going to go down here to where the handicap accessible is. If you had one of those, you call them a beach wheelchair? A beach chair that has the big wheels on them that looks like something that maybe would have been on the moon. Hey, that's what it looks like. It looks like a moon chair.
I like it.
then you could take that down here on the beach. We haven't seen that many spots to be able to get down to it though. But right here is definitely one, and I suspect down by the other eating establishment there probably is as well. Okay, it's interesting to see this come down. So there's kind of a little, right here. It's interesting. Of course, if you're not going to do it, you would take this, if you had a wheelchair, or one of the moon wheelchairs that has the big wheels, you could come up here. You can see that the tides have come in and brought sand in and have come down, but you can come down here, zigzag up. I guess in reality, if you had a stroller, you probably could take the stroller, bring it down here on the family beach. I can remember when my kids were little, they might be asleep. You could take them here on the family beach, just zigzag down, let them keep sleeping, cover them up, and life's good. But that's what you would do if you were in a wheelchair or had a stroller. Again, family beach, right there. I'm over here looking at this last Serenity one. It's interesting, the end of it, because this is an ADA one, the last one and the first one.
Yep.
You can see there's a place where you could roll down on that portion as well if you were in a wheelchair or some type of a rolling chair, and get down there on the sand.